I will give away this iPhone SE 2020 away when this video reach 10,000 likes. This transformation is all done by myself. You can see it's a completely clear iPhone shell. If you want this iPhone, please like this video and subscribe, so when I upload the giveaway video, you won't miss it. Stay tuned for the whole process of making this transformation. Use the smart bot. I place the sticker of Taptic engine facing the back, and I also flip the battery and take away the heat transfer tape that cover the chips and other components. Also, I took away the NFC and wireless charge coil because it blocked a lot of components. This transparent case is made by cast epoxy. All the screw hole and detail features are captured from the original case. All the function works properly. Only the NFC coil, because I took it away, so it won't work. Let me show you all the function. This time I made a GoPro Hero 8 transparent case. Stay tuned for the teardown, case making, and assembly. Now let's try to make a call. Now let's try the camera, the rear camera and the front-facing camera, the flashlight, the gyroscope, volume up down button, lock button, touch ID, and the silent mode button. So without further ado, let me show you how I made this. I bought a brand new iPhone SE 2020 for this project. I just check the phone functioning and then I start to disassemble it. First, take out the SIM card tray and then unscrew the two only screws see outside the phone. You don't need heat gun to open it. Just use a sharp razor and then just shim it open, and then put some thin plastic and then go around the edge of the screen. Be careful, don't tear the ribbon cable, and then unscrew the quick connector cover to disconnect the ribbon cable, and then pull the easy remove adhesive to remove the battery, and then keep on removing the screw you see. The rule is remember where you take it apart, because later we need to put them back. There are many different types of screw with different sizes and length, so make sure you don't mix them up. Some screws are screwed on to the case side, so it's very short and tiny. Be careful, don't lose them. Some metal parts are very small and weird in shape. Remember where they belong to. So now I'm going to skip the teardown part. Focus more on the assembly after the clear case. For preparing the case for casting, I need to remove every sticker, including the NFC and wireless charging coil. First, you need to make the runner. Stick them to the original part. Here I use toothpick and hot glue to stick it to the case. Hot glue it to a transparent plastic and then make the side of the clear box you want to make as a mold shape. Clean the glossy surface, because if you don't clean it well, it will appear on the cast. This is the final look of the mold box. Remember to reserve an opening for you to pour in the silicone. Since my silicone only have 15 minutes of working time, so I need to prepare everything before I mix them together. I put the mold in a tilt angle that I can minimize the gas bubble. After mixing in the hardener, you need to degas the silicone. Also crucial to minimize gas bubble. After degassed for 5 minutes, although not all the gas are degassed, but it will be good enough because I will put into compressed air chamber to cure it. So to eliminate all the air bubbles and make sure the silicone squeeze in the tiniest gap. When pouring silicone, you need to be very slow, but not too slow because the silicone will start to cure after the working time. This is the final mold. You see, the box is different because this is a second pour. The first time failed because I tuned the temperature too high, so the hot glue melted, the case moved inside the box. The following step is to cut open the mold and take out the phone case. Beware, there are some holes that you also need to cut the silicone to open the mold. The most satisfying part is to finally open the mold and see all the features are inside the silicone. Now you are seeing the third mold. You can see the silicone is different. This one is much clearer, and because this is a Japan silicone. The second mold failed because I didn't apply any demolding agent and the silicone stuck into the shell, and it took me hours to remove the old silicone. The third mold is more easy to work with because you can see inside. And when demolding it, be careful because there are a lot of undercut and there are some screw hole that 90 degree to the shell, so you need to wiggle a little bit to take it out. And be careful, don't snap any silicone because there are some very thin feature. That tiny little dot is the feature of a screw hole. There is screw thread on it. The next step is to put the mold back to its box because the box provides rigidity to make sure the mold won't deform. Mix the epoxy and prepare a syringe. Use the syringe to squeeze in the epoxy. From the top of the screen, you can see the epoxy is running inside the mold. When some vent start to overflow, I will clog it to make sure I won't lose too much epoxy. After it cured, we can take away all the excess epoxy and then demold the part. Need to be very careful to demold it because I don't want to break the case. The parts come out very good, crystal clear, and all the details are captured. I add a protective film to prevent scratches. Do a little bit of cleanup, starting by the clip for securing the screen. Same on the other side. And then put back the SIM card tray button. Put the button back and then secure it with a horizontal and a vertical lock. Then put the spring back to the button. It works like the spacebar key on your keyboard. Then we put the flashlight, rear microphone, buttons module back, and then use screw to fix it. Then is the microphone charging port module. Since the adhesive won't look good at a clear case, that's why I need to remove it. Put in the charging port and both microphones into place. And then screw in the teeny tiny screw. Some screw threads are not good enough, so I need to apply some super clear super glue. That's one of the selling points of iPhone SE 2020, so I make the Taptic engine marking facing the back of the phone, so it will be clearly visible. Putting it back to its place, and then screw it tight. Isn't it cool? And then more screw and screw and screw. And then this tiny little parts that I don't know what for. Now comes to the speaker module. Metal cover for the rear microphone and the flashlight. For the motherboard, I've removed the black heat transfer material to reveal the chips and the electronic components. The final outcome looks like this. Put the motherboard in and then secure it. Now it looks like this. And then the plastic fixture at the corner. Another tiny little component, I don't know what for. Another plastic cover at the corner. And then the camera, followed by the metal cover. The battery, the back side looks very ugly, so the front side looks much better, so I need to flip it. Since the connector is on one side, then I need to put the connector to the other side so I can flip the battery. In order to do that, I need to take apart the connection of the battery to the connector and then add an extension cable in order to twist the battery itself but not the connector. After open up the insulation sticker, I need to cut away the connector. Be reminded, don't try this at home because messing with battery can be dangerous. I need to extend the connection, so I added 2 extension cable and soldered it. Then I twist the connector or battery control board, and then I put the insulation tape back. Then you have a flipped battery. The final step is to put the screen back and then put back all the connector cover into place and then secure it. The last step is to put the bottom screw back. Voila! All done! Thanks for watching. remember to like this video, because when it reaches 10k likes, I will give this phone away. And make sure to subscribe to my channel so when I upload the giveaway video, you won't miss it. See you next time. Thank you.